Welcome to the Sharon podcast. This show is for women in midlife who want to optimize their energy, instill a positive mindset, and live a life of their dreams. If your priority right now is to rediscover you, find more energy, reconnect with yourself, do more of what you love, and have more fun, I am here to guide you through your journey to make it your reality. This podcast celebrates women in midlife. Join me and my guests as we redefine what it means to be in midlife by exploring topics that are important to women at midlife. We aren't over the hill, we're just getting started. It's your time to shine. Welcome to the Sharon podcast, and today's episode is 5 tips to boost your energy in midlife. Now, last week I was away with work and I left at 4:30 in the morning on Monday. I got back late on Thursday night, and all week I was tired. All week I didn't have energy. I had brain fog, and I kept thinking, why is this week so different? And the reason why last week I was tired, I didn't have energy. I struggled to get out of bed. I just wanted to be in bed at 7:00. Yes, I had time zone differences. I'd come from Perth the week before, which was 2 hours behind. I jumped back into Queensland time, and then last week jumped back into Melbourne time. And so the daylight saving and time zones and just the travel is exhausting. And when I really started to look at my week last week and worked out why I didn't have any energy, why I was so depleted, why I felt crap, why I had brain fog. And it's because I didn't stick to the tips that I use and the tools that I use every week in my life to actually make sure that I've got energy. And when I'm starting to get low on energy, the tools and practices that I put in place to actually boost that, I wasn't actually practicing myself. So today I want to share with you my 5 tips to boost your energy in midlife, because at this point in our life, things are starting to slow down. Our energy is dipping, our metabolism slowing down, and we really need to make sure that we're looking after our mind and our body so that we can have the most energy. So my first tip is the start of the day, nourishing your body. So having breakfast. And if you're not a breakfast person, or you find that you're rushing out the door, trying to do your hair and makeup, honestly, get up a minute earlier and have something, even if it's a shake. Like this morning, I had a shake for breakfast because, I'm staying in a hotel room, so I don't have cooking facilities. I don't like in-out breakfast. And I really wanted to come in and record this podcast on how instilling these tips in my week this week is actually really going to change up my mood. So already this morning, I've nourished my body. I've had water. I've had a shake. So even if you're not a breakfast person, do a quick overnight oat so you can quickly have that. Try and have a healthy yogurt that doesn't have lots of sugar. Have some fruit cut up, or grab some fruit. There's lots of different healthy options that you can have to nourish your body, because when you nourish your body early in the morning and you hydrate early, it actually keeps everything functioning for longer through the day. It maintains your energy levels. Now, when you're nourishing your body, you have energy. And the second part of my tip, or the second tip, is actually moving your body. So when you've nourished your body and you've fueled it up for the day, it's going to give you more energy and you're going to feel like moving. So the second tip is to actually move your body. Now, you might think, well, I don't have time in the morning to move my body. That's okay. But you know what? You only need 5 minutes. If you've got a double-story house, just go up and down your stairs 10 times. Walk around your backyard for, 10 minutes. Even just doing yoga. It's not cardio, but at least it's getting your body moving. It's moving, getting everything moving within your body, get the blood flowing, get the energy moving. And when you're moving your body, it's actually boosting your energy. It's the body's natural way to boost your energy. And whether you move your body in the morning or at lunchtime, you go out in your lunch break and you move your body then, or you do it in the afternoon or you do it at night. It doesn't matter, as long as you can move your body through the day. And that's what I noticed last week. I was leaving my hotel early, or I was leaving getting to my hotel late, or the weather was, pouring rain. So I was like, well, I don't want to
go out in the rain because I didn't want to get sick, because I knew I was going to be, have an intense week. And I didn't move my body. And that is why last week I was so tired, because, I did actually walk down to the waterfront from my car, 10 steps, but I didn't actually move my body. And even if you have 10 minutes a day or 15 minutes a day, just to move your body, it will make such a difference to your mind and your body. Tip number 3 is your mind. So when your mind is in a thought process where you're thinking about everything and you're overthinking, and you go, you're first thing in the morning, you're waking up at 4 o'clock and you're thinking, your mind is overthinking, or your mind is in a state of fear where you're fearing, something's happening with your health, with your family's health, or you're fearing, what's going to happen with your business, or what's going to happen, when your kids leave home. If you've got different things in your mind, and your mind is really active when you need to be, sleeping, or when you need to be concentrating, your mind is actually, with worry and fear and overthinking, is actually going to make you tired. So just having moments through the day, the start of the day, and particularly at the end of the day, where you can actually just calm your mind. So whether that's through meditation, whether that's listening to some nice music, whether that's just, sitting down and taking a break and taking a pause and taking some time out, just really being mindful of your mind and your thoughts. And also, if you find out throughout the day that you're putting some negative thoughts in your head, or, you're letting that fear overtake you, just notice that, recognize that, pause, and then trying to flip that, because that can also really drain your energy when you're worrying, when you're thinking all the time, and when you're in fear. That can really drain your energy. So taking the break to stop and pause, and to let your mind just recalibrate, but also to turn any negative thoughts into positive thoughts, and turn fear and turn that around and say, well, what am I fearful of? Where is this fear coming from? And actually turning that thought around, because that will actually really drain your energy. Now, number 4 is getting out in nature. And yes, last week I didn't go for, my walks, but I did actually make sure I got out in nature. So, I stopped every single day, at least once through the day, usually twice, to actually stop the car, get out and go and stand by the beach, or go and stand by the bush, or stop at a lookout and look over at the amazing view from the lookout. So making sure that, okay, I didn't move my body as such by doing a walk or run or doing exercise in my hotel room, which is what I could have done really, but I didn't do that. But what I did make sure is I took the opportunity to connect with nature. So walking down to the beach, walking down to the pier. One morning I took my breakfast and, I had a shake. So I had drank my shake down at the pier instead of sitting in my hotel room. So it was nourishing my body and also connecting with nature, because nature, just getting out in nature, and, if you can't sort of get outside, just like being by the window, looking out at the sun, just even that will energize you. Sun and getting out in nature is really good for your memory. It's really good for increasing your mood, and it's really good for being able to, when you get out in nature, you can absorb more information, because you've cleared your head. Just getting out, the sun rays, feeling the warmth, feeling the cool if you're in a cool climate. Even if you do get out in a light shower, feeling that the moisture from the rain on your skin, and it just really resets. For me, I really like to ground in nature. So whether it's, by the beach, finding a nature walk. But this morning I was down at the waterfront here in Geelong in Melbourne. This afternoon I've scoped out Google Maps so that I can go to the Botanic Gardens. So just getting that nature, and I've noticed the energy shifting me this week, because I'm nourishing my body. I'm making sure that I'm not going to sleep laying there thinking about all my different thoughts. I'm making sure that I'm moving my body. So I had my walk this morning, got my walk sorted for this afternoon, just making sure that I'm living these tips and tools. And I can already notice the difference with my energy this morning. It is so much different to last week. And the last one at number 5 is sleep. And last week I did notice that, I was going to bed. It was taking me ages to go to sleep. I was waking up at, 4 in the morning or 2 in the morning, because I just with the time zones, and just because I had so much going on last week. And, moving to a different hotel every night also interrupts your sleep, because that first night when you stay somewhere different, it's always getting used to that. Or it's, because I'm in hotels, I can hear other people coming and going. I can hear, cars going. And, like last night I was next to a hospital, so you could hear lots of ambulances coming. But last night, because I made sure that my thoughts weren't interrupting my mind, that I'd nourished my body yesterday, had good food. Whilst I didn't do big walks yesterday, I did, be out in nature. Whereas a couple of times I stopped by the road and actually took in nature around me. So my energy levels today are so much better. And this morning, because, I've done all the things already, I've done the walk. As soon as I woke up this morning, I didn't lay there thinking about things, and, I slept really well. So, with sleep, it is, the quality of sleep. So, going to bed early, when you go to sleep, not laying there thinking about everything, and having a good sleep environment. So, having the room dark, having it as a nice temperature. If you have a partner that sleeps next to you, making sure that, if they're snoring, well, what can you do so that they're not waking you up all through the night, apart from, hear them in the head with your arm every time they snore. But it's just making sure that the environment that you sleep in, so when you do go to bed, is actually going to make you have a great night's sleep. And also think about it, if you know that you're going to be awake because you've had coffee at 5 o'clock or 8 o'clock at night, then don't have that, have something else. So noticing what actually keeps you awake. Is it your mind thinking? Is it because you've had coffee? Generally, also when we've had alcohol that night, it will also keep us awake. Or you'll find, for me, if I have a Chardonnay at a couple of Chardonnays before I go to bed, I'll wake up at 1 o'clock in the morning, my heart will be racing, I can't sleep, I'm wide awake. So I know that. Don't do that. Don't keep creating that same pattern. It's going to make your sleep patterns worse. The other thing too is, if you're waking up because you're thinking about different things, have a notepad next to the bed so you can release those thoughts with pen and paper, and then you can go back and get a good quality sleep. Have a look at, if you're getting a bad quality sleep, why? And as I said, is it your environment? Is it the person next to you? Is it because you've had coffee, because you've had alcohol, because you haven't eaten well that day? Or is it because you've had nothing to eat through the day and then you've had this massive dinner at night time? That's not going to be good for your sleep. And again, comes back to, that number one thing about nourishing your body throughout the day, not just going all day with no food and then having a big meal at night time. It's really bad for your body and bad for your sleep, bad for your mind, bad for everything. So they are my 5 top tips for increasing energy in midlife. So just recap them again. Number 1, nourishing your body. So, starting with a great breakfast, nourishing throughout the day with good food, not processed food, making sure that you're having plenty of water, hydration. Number 2 was movement, moving your body, whether it's 5 minutes or 50 minutes. Even if you can't do, a 30-minute walk, do 10 minutes. Maybe you could do a walk in the morning, you could do some stretches at lunchtime, and then maybe you could do, a dance party with your kids or your partner at night time, just breaking that movement up so that you're getting some kind of movement. The third thing was mind. So making sure that you're clearing your mind, that it's not busy, that you're not overthinking, that you don't have negative thoughts, and that you're not coming from a place of fear all the time in your mind, because that will deplete your energy. Number 4 is getting out in nature. So don't forget, going for a walk, going and standing on the grass out the back and with no shoes on and letting your feet feel the grass. Even just looking out the window at the day and just soaking that in for a couple of minutes, because it increases your mood, increases your energy, and increases your ability to be able to take in more information. And number 5 was sleep, getting a really good sleep. So that is my top 5 tips. I am launching my brand new midlife one-to-one support program, 6-week program for women in midlife. If you want to know more information, let me know. And I have a group program, which is absolutely amazing with myself. It is a 6-week container that is launching in January. And that will also have experts coming in. So an expert coming to talk about nutrition, an expert coming in to talk about, women's fitness and movement for women in midlife, what they need to do to get to their full capacity with their health. And there's going to be lots of different experts coming in during that 6-week period. So every week there'll be a different topic. and that is going to be launching in January. I'm actually going to do a pre-launch of it this week, but it will actually open. I shouldn't say launch in January. It will actually start in January. So if you want to know more about that, shoot me through a DM. It'll be live on my website from the 23rd. So 23rd to the 11th, 23, it will all be live. And I really encourage you to, look at these 5 tips that I've shared today. And even if you implement 1 tip a day, so your Monday to Friday, implement 1 tip a day, and just really notice how you feel at the end of the week. Notice your energy, and I would love for you to let me know what you thought. And if you know someone that has, doesn't have energy, depletes their energy, or gets to that midweek hump and doesn't have any energy, then please share this episode with them. If you love it, please share it. Please go and leave a review and rate this episode. Don't forget, you can watch on YouTube and listen where all great podcasts are. And, I would definitely love to hear more. Until next week, that's it from me.
Before you press stop, thanks for listening to today's episode. And if you enjoyed this episode, do the 3 S's. Subscribe so you never miss an episode each Thursday. Shout out to your community so they can be inspired and empowered. And share. Share with me your aha moments and your takeaways. By doing this, it helps this podcast to inspire and impact more women globally so they can have a fulfilling life and business. I would love for you to connect with me on Instagram, the Sharon Cliff. And if you want to know more about me or how you can work with me, head to my website, sharoncliff.com.au. See you next time. Ooh.